Hello, everybody, and welcome to Megazord Radio, the show where we watch and rank episodes of the Power Rangers television franchise. I am your host, Riely, joined, of course, by my wonderful co-host, Crow Royalty.
What's up, bitches?
And our first full episode proper guest. We've technically had a guest before, but it was for a 30-minute segment. This is our first whole hog guest.
Oh, wait, yeah, he was on that.
Yeah, we had Jack on for our Once and Always review. But our first proper guest, say hello to Bo.
Hi!
Welcome to the show, Bo. Before we get into our episodes, which I do want to do a lot quicker than we usually do, because usually we have 20 minutes of completely meaningless and non-entertaining preamble.
But that's the best kind of...
That is the best kind of shit. That is. He has a point.
Maybe you're right. But I want to ask a couple questions to our guest here.
Oh, no. I didn't know this would be a pop quiz.
I didn't either.
All opinions. This is not an informational quiz. This is an opinionated quiz. So, Bo, what is your history? I guess with tokusatsu in general to an extent, but specifically relating to Power Rangers.
My history. I barely watched it when during the early 2000s. The first time I ever actually watched a full series was Power Rangers Samurai.
Oh,
and
that's
we got another samurai guy in here.
And I don't care what anyone says. I would watch that season over and over again.
Yeah, fuck you, Riely. Samurai is good.
For me, it has all the inner workings of what could be a good season, but the acting is so bad. It's so awful. I can't handle how bad it is. They don't sell any lines ever.
That's what makes it enjoyable to me. Because it's so bad that it's good.
Dang.
The only competent actors there are Mike's and Antonio's. I don't know their names offhand.
See, I told you Mike was good.
Suck.
I told you Mike was good.
Even Emily, who I wanted to love, and I still do, kind of. She's still my third favorite. But even she is not a good actor. Well, I guess my fourth favorite if you count Lauren, because Lauren definitely ranks high.
Okay, Emily has her moments.
Emily has her moments, which is why I think she's the best of the lower echelon, because the higher echelon is Jade and Antonio and Lauren. Those are not Jaden. Fuck. Jaden.
Mike.
Oops. Mike, Antonio, and Lauren. My bad. Mike, Antonio, and Lauren.
I want to slap you for that.
Mike, Antonio, and Lauren are the upper echelon, the actual good actors, and then the rest of them are the lower echelon. But Emily is at the top of those.
Out of curiosity, I have a question for you.
Antonio is my favorite actor from the entire series.
Okay, that answers my question. Rocks. That answers my question.
I was going to ask who your favorite Power Ranger is. Is the answer to that Antonio?
My favorite Power Ranger? No, if it's from Samurai, yeah, it's Antonio. But for the entire series?
For the whole thing.
Fuck.
Don't say Tommy. Don't say Tommy. Don't say Tommy.
Not Tommy. I assure you it's
fuck.
Crap, I have so many. I can't choose just one.
Okay.
Who's going through your head? We'll workshop it.
Name your top three.
Let's see. Well, there's Kruger.
Okay. I told you Kruger was good. Riely, you just have bad opinions.
I don't know why, but there's also Solaris Knight. I liked him.
Riely, you still have bad opinions.
I never said I didn't like Solaris Knight. I don't know anything about him because I haven't seen Mystic Force.
You need to watch Mystic Force. Solaris is amazing.
I'll get to it after I finish Wild Force and watch all of Ninja Steel.
And then there's Trent from Dino Thunder.
Oh, that's a good pick. That's a really good pick. I feel bad that Trent doesn't rank like crazy high for me, but he's definitely one of them where it's like I look at him and I'm like, you know what? That kid had talent. Jeffrey Perazzo, going places. He really sold a good character.
Where does RJ rank on your list?
RJ? I guess if it's a top 10, number 7.
Okay.
What the fuck?
I like Jungle Fury, But it's not
I've never heard
season for me.
Okay, so here's a weird thing. I've never heard someone who's had RJ that low without having
RJ's
like
not even in my top 10. What do you mean?
What the fuck, Riely?
I've told you my top 10 Power Rangers, and RJ was not in that.
I don't think
RJ even cracked
Can I finish
top
my
20.
sentence real quick?
Oh, sure.
Can I finish my sentence real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Without having like an avid distaste for Jungle Fury.
I don't have an avid distaste for Jungle Fury.
You watched it wrong, though.
Yeah, I know. I watched it wrong. I mean,
how do you watch a season wrong?
So what I did is I watched. Shut up. I watched the first 12 episodes and then didn't watch it for a year and a half, and then picked up where I left off.
What the?
Yeah, he watched Jungle Fury wrong.
But I'm rewatching it now at a gentle, reasonable pace as I listen along with a watch along podcast. Shout out to my boys at the Morphin Grid. So I'll see if I rejudge Jungle Fury a little bit.
Now that I think about it, Trent is my favorite Ranger.
You know what? I can respect it. I need to review my top 10 and top 20 Rangers. I've become so invested in Power Rangers that I used to have a top 10 that I could be okay, it's these ones. But I can't think. Go ahead, Bo.
Trent or Jack? Trent or Jack?
Jack is also very good.
Jack.
I would personally rank Jack over Trent, but they are both very good.
Screw it. You know what? I'm picking Jack.
All right. Good answer. What's your favorite season?
Oh, my favorite season? I'm gonna go very generic here. Dino Thunder.
Hell yes!
Also, Riley's
Let's go! Yes!
You generic bitches. You generic bitches.
It's just so good. You can't
maintain
perfection. But Crow, I think, and Bo, Crow and Bo, the names rhyme. Aha, they rhyme. Oh, it's so fun.
I have one more question real quick.
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Bo.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a tokusatsu series, which of the core four would you pick? So it's Ultra, Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, and then Super Sentai. If you had to pick one of the four,
you know the answer. Core,
I think I could. Which would you rather watch on a regular basis?
I wonder what he's gonna say, folks. It's not like his profile picture is a Kamen Rider right now or anything.
Totally not.
He's also he also knows a lot about Super Sentai, so it can get a toss up. I'd think.
Kamen Rider, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
the seasons I watch the most of.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, maybe I should watch Kamen Rider. The thing is, it's just there's so much already with Power Rangers and Super Sentai, and I kind of want to have seen all of those.
Understand.
So I feel like I can just not worry about Kamen Rider until I do all of that.
Having already done most of that, I can worry about Kamen Rider with a lot of
That's fair. I will definitely finish Forze though. That is the exception because I started Forze. It was very good. I'm gonna go back to Forze. I'm gonna finish Forze.
You're also gonna watch Double with me because you agreed to that in the past.
I did agree to do a double podcast, but I don't really have time to do a double podcast.
You didn't say a double podcast. You said you would watch Double.
The only context in which I agreed to watch Kamen Rider Double was if we covered it on Riely Does Tokusatsu.
You said you would do Double with me if I watched Breaking Bad.
No, that never happened.
Yeah.
You already owe me Breaking Bad for other shit.
Because I used that multiple times. And you just forgot about it. But the Double thing is Double is the one that I want.
My early onset
Double is the one that I want, really bad, because Double is amazing. It's also buddy cops and adorable, so I think you would love it. And there's a teenager.
Any more questions?
The difference between having a teenager and the show being about teenagers. No more questions. Let's get into our Power Rangers episodes for the week. Pro Royalty, would you give us the deets about the trouble with Shell Shock?
Trouble with Shell Shock was written by Stuart St. John, Julian Clem, and directed by David Blythe. It originally aired on October 11th of 1993 and then re-aired on July 17th of 2010.
All right, folks, we got an episode for you. This one is an interesting beast. So we started a basketball court. Jason and Zach are playing, and the rest, sans Tommy, are sitting at a table nearby and watching. Tommy's also there. He's watching from the side of the court, waiting to tag in. Jason gets the ball from Zach and gets a basket. Tommy and the rest cheer about it. Lunk teleports down secretly and starts talking to himself about how the Rangers are going to be caught off guard. No one sees him, of course, because Lunk is a known master of stealth. That is a quality that Lunk has.
Wait, I don't think Bo knows who Lunk is.
I think he figured it out immediately.
I'm assuming it's this.
That's we have a fun little nickname for Squat on this show.
Oh,
that's what we call Squat.
Nickname Squat. Okay.
So yeah, because we call him Lunk.
Because I forgot his name on the first episode of this show and called him Lunk.
So that is his name forever stuck in the Megazord Radio Bible.
Okay.
So back at the game, Zach is dribbling the ball. He declares that it's time for his slamma-jamma, double whamma, hip-hop it, because you can't stop it, big disgrace, because it's in your face, long shot. He does as he declares, making a big long shot and successfully getting the basket. Hero, folks. Hero.
0 to hero.
He was never a zero.
I mean, before the events of the series, he probably was.
No, we established that he's like the leader of the friend group outside of the Power Ranger situation. Like, he was already the cool guy. He was already the Rizzler.
The Rizzler in my brain is Billy fucking Cranston.
No, listen, once Zach exits the series, it's Billy Cranston. But Zach just got it. So everybody cheers about the slamma jamma double whamma hip hop because you can't stop shot. Especially Kim and Trini, they're very enthusiastic. They stand up on the table. Kim says that the move was totally styling because it is the year 1993 in this show.
Yeah, definitely.
My mind can't handle this slang.
I know.
The slang is broken.
Such radical 90s vernacular.
Hey, it's more phenomenal.
That's right. I love more phenomenal. I'm tired of your more phenomenal slander. Bro, I don't like it when they apply it to other words.
But when it's every episode...
Like when Billy says morphatudinous in this episode, I think, at some point. That's
he says more phenomenal at the end.
But more phenomenal is an iconic bit.
It is an iconic bit, but that doesn't make it not annoying to some extent when it's done every episode.
We can all agree the best ever the phrase more phenomenal was delivered by Adam Park in the Once Ranger Overdrive crossover episode.
I still think that Once and Always should have just been called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Always a Ranger.
No.
Because once a Ranger, always a Ranger.
Yes. You're once a Ranger, you're always a Ranger, once and always. They've been saying more phenomenal since the beginning. It's something
they've been saying it since the first episode.
It's something they say quite often in season 1, and it was from the very first episode.
Oh, okay.
So we go back to Lunk nearby, who says that the Rangers won't know what hit them when they have to fight the monster him and Babu are creating. Somehow I doubt that, Lunk. He teleports away. Yeah, what's up?
What did he say?
He says that the Rangers won't know what hit them when they have to fight the monster that him and Babu are creating.
To be fair, Lunk and Babu have never made a monster before.
Until now. Until today.
They probably wouldn't know what hit them if Lunk and Babu made a monster.
I guess, yeah, by the technical definition of that phrase, they really would not know what hit them.
Because Lunk and Babu haven't ever made a monster before.
So true. So he teleports away. We cut to Rita's palace. Rita is asleep. Babu sees that she's asleep and starts sneaking around with Lunk, telling him to be careful not to wake her up. Lunk asks what kind of monster they're gonna make. Babu shushes him, saying he'll wake Rita. Lunk says they don't need to worry about Rita, because if her snores don't wake her up, nothing will.
Lunk has the best line in this episode.
Lunk fucking... half of Lunk's lines are like complete gold at all times.
Yes. Yes, and this is one of them.
Babu tells him to be quiet because he wants this monster to be a total surprise for Rita, because the world has never seen a monster as amazing. Lunk asks what it is. Babu says it's incredible. They go back and forth with lofty positive adjectives a couple more times before Lunk asks what it is again. Babu says he'll have to see it to believe it. Lunk says he doesn't believe it already. Babu says it's better than anything Finster has ever made, and pulls the clay mold of a turtle-looking monster out of a cabinet. Lunk is shocked. He says, a clay turtle? That's it? Babu says, yes, and this, and pulls out a miniature traffic light. This is a similar shock for Lunk, and as Babu sticks the traffic light in the turtle's head, Lunk asks what they're going to do with a turtle with a traffic light stuck in its head. Babu says he'll see, he's just gotta be patient. Before Babu can load the turtle monster into the Monstermatic, Lunk suggests they give him some weapons to fight with. He pulls out a tiny baseball bat, a tiny baseball, a tiny cannon, a tiny hook, and something
that hook was regular sized.
Okay, maybe it's a regular sized hook, whatever.
So was the baseball.
And something that
the baseball was tiny.
It was tiny, yeah.
No,
yeah, it was.
It totally was.
It totally was, man. The hook was taller than the action figure.
The baseball does not look tiny.
The baseball was tiny.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, continue.
Alright, so they also pull out something that looks like it might be tiny handcuffs.
No. They put some brass knuckles on that fucking conveyor belt.
Oh, it's brass knuckles, okay.
They put some, regular sized brass knuckles, and we never see this turtle monster use the brass knuckles, but I really wish
it's just why he punches good. They're, built into his fists.
No, what would have been really funny if he came out talking like a mafia member.
Shut the fuck up.
And he used the brass knuckles to, make him sleep with the fishes.
So Lunk asked what Babu is going to name the monster. Babu is thinking Greta, or maybe Pitouche.
Pitouche.
I'm going to call this monster Pitouche for the rest of the
Yeah, it's Pitouche.
No. I like his real name too much.
His name is Pitouche, because he's not a Ninja Turtle.
I'm not going to call him Pitouche.
I'm going to call him Pitouche.
So Lunk says, those are lousy names. You'll just whatever you feel like at any given moment.
Pitouche.
So Lunk says those are lousy names for a turtle, and they should call him Shell Shock. Babu likes it, and they load Shell Shock into the machine. He gets cooked up. Rita is almost awoken by the noise, but ultimately dozes back off. Shell Shock pops out of the machine, says he's reporting for duty and ready to rock and roll. So the thing about Shell Shock, right? He's literally the perfect representation of Power Rangers monsters. When I think Power Rangers monsters, Shell Shock is one of the first to come to my mind. Because he's a turtle with a fucking traffic light on his head. And that's so goofy that it loops around to being amazing. And is perfectly Power Rangers. So I just wanted to give a shout out to my boy Shell Shock.
I stand by this would have been the perfect episode to have a Ninja Turtles crossover.
Well, we get that in a couple seasons.
Yeah, that's a couple seasons away, and it's not called Shell Shocked.
It's called...
And
it is. This episode is called The Trouble with Shell Shock. The Turtles crossover is called Shell Shocked.
That's...
Why?
Okay. Because they're reusing the title.
Yeah, fucking 4 years later, and it's not the same title. So Lunk and Babu are impressed by their new monster and very confident that he'll kill the Power Rangers and decide to send the putties to soften the Rangers up first. Back with the Rangers, Jason has taken Tommy's place on the side of the court, and now Tommy and Zach are playing against each other. Zach gets a basket, then another one, and another one.
And another one.
And another one.
And another one.
Jason joins back in and starts playing with them. Everybody's having a good time together. I don't think Tommy shoots a single successful basket, but he's having the time of his life anyway. At some point, the ball rolls away to the side of the court. Suddenly, putties appear right near it. Whoa!
These putties obviously wanted to play with the basketball.
Yeah, they just wanted to have a good time. The Power Rangers are really harsh and they're mellow.
They just wanted to play ball, guys.
So Billy points them out, and the Rangers start to get ready for a fight. Jason tells everyone to spread out. Tommy is the first to attack, and he immediately shows off why I love to watch JDF do unmorphed fights with an epic spin kick maneuver. The rest also do some kicks. We cut to Babu and Lunk for a second bragging about... sorry, that's not the correct phrasing of how I was supposed to say that. We cut to Babu and Lunk for a second. This is the importance of comics, folks. Bragging about catching the Rangers off guard before going back to the fight. Everybody's kung fu fighting, fast as lightning, all that. You get it.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
So Trini and Tommy in particular are really bringing it today. They're really kicking ass in particular. The baseball starts getting... Not the baseball. The baseball is what the turtle has. The basketball starts getting used as a weapon, mostly by Tommy. At some point, Zach decides that he's going to do a slam dunk, which... Priority, Zach. Come on now.
Zach's got his priorities straight.
Fair.
He's got a dunk on the haters.
Yeah, that's right.
He knows the putties wanted to play.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a dunk on them haters.
So the putties surround him as he finishes his dunk, but then they disappear. The Rangers look around for a moment before we cut away. We cut to Lunk and Babu. They are distraught. Babu says, "Tell me that didn't happen." Lunk says, "Okay, I'll tell you it didn't happen, but it did." Never change, Lunk. I love you.
Never change, Lunk. Never change.
They cry
Wait,
a little bit.
Doesn't Lunk disappear at one point?
What do you mean?
Like, out
What
from
do
the
you mean
entire
by
show?
this?
I thought he left just randomly. No, that's Finster. Never mind.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I thought he left before. I thought one of them left before Mighty Morphin ended.
Yeah, Lunk and Babu, they stop being important at all starting in season 2, but like they stay around.
Finster just disappears.
No, Finster doesn't. No.
Thought he did. I don't remember seeing him.
If Finster disappears by your standards, Babu and Lunk also disappear. They stop showing up in as many episodes, but they're there.
Oh, okay. I need to rewatch season 2.
Well, we'll do that eventually. So anyway, Babu says that he hates the Power Rangers. Lunk says that they should send in Shell Shock now. Then we go back to the Rangers. They're palling around. Tommy checks his watch, realizes he's late for karate practice, and says they can finish their basketball game later. His friends bid him farewell as he walks off, because the Green Ranger isn't in the footage right away. They see a hot
The
dog.
Green Ranger isn't in the footage today.
Yeah, you know. You see, we don't start playing the game yet, really. They're being, like, fine about it right now. It's just like, oh, I have karate practice. And I guess Zordon is just very respectful of Tommy's karate practice. But there is a point when we start playing the most absurd game of why can't Tommy morph today every episode. And I'm really dreading that part because they wrote the Green Ranger without realizing that he was in like barely any footage.
And then
Because
died
his
in the
arc was wrapped pretty quick. So it's just like there's a point where like every episode it's like, oh, today Tommy got caught in a net by putties and dropped his morpher. Oh, today he left his communicator in his locker so he could go audition for a karate movie. It gets silly. Tommy, you see, that's the thing that's always confused me. I don't get why the Green Ranger is what everybody remembers Tommy for fondly, because most of his career as the Green Ranger is spent not morphing.
I mean, I remember Tommy as the Black Ranger. I don't know what you mean.
Same.
That's fair. I personally mostly remember him as the White Ranger, but that's just me.
Well, he did have 2 seasons as the White Ranger, so I can see why.
He had 2 seasons as the White Ranger and was the main leader in character in those seasons. So yeah, he's pretty prominent.
Well, no, he wasn't the main. He wasn't the main character.
Yeah, that's true. The first half
show.
of season 3 was Kim, the Kimberly Ann Hart show, guest starring the Power Rangers. That is correct.
Yeah, that was the Kimberly Ann Hart show, guys.
But folks,
Bo hasn't heard that joke before. I don't think.
No, I have not.
Yeah.
The Power Rangers season 3 is literally just until Kimberly leaves. It is basically the Kimberly Ann Hart show guest starring the Power Rangers. She becomes such a primary focus, just like so aggressively.
And it's hilarious. But then right after she leaves...
And it works because she's the best actor on the show by far, besides Paul Schreier and Jason Narvey, who also get a lot of spotlight in this part of season 3, because they're starting to become cops. Season 3 knew what it was doing by not letting anybody except for Kimberly Bulk and Skull act.
I mean... Wait, I have a weird question.
Yeah?
What's your favorite season?
What was the question?
You cut out, bro.
Sorry, the issue crew was calling.
Why does your Discord cut out when somebody calls you?
I don't know.
What was the question?
Okay, what is y'all's favorite season of Bulk and Skull?
Season...
Zeo.
Zeo.
Yeah, I have to say Zeo.
That private detective agency kind of got me, guys.
The recruiting, it was so sweet. It was so sweet. I love them. I love Bulk and Skull and their cop dad, Lieutenant Stone.
Bulk and Skull and their cop dad, and Bulk tries to get a girlfriend, and it's adorable.
Yeah, Bulk tries to fuck the police captain's daughter, and then gets Lieutenant Stone
them all fired.
So now Lieutenant Stone is a Sherlock Holmes, and Bulk and Skull are his assistants.
It's elementary, my dear Watson.
Anyway, we got a couple seasons before we talk about that.
Yeah, we got a decent chunk of seasons.
Well, this and 2 others.
We're not breaking Alien Rangers up.
No. So
you guys are gonna cover Alien Rangers?
Not by my own
literally
volition.
Everything.
Not by my own volition. This is Riely's doing.
Yes, the premise of this show is we talk about literally every episode of Power Rangers that has ever existed in space and time, including Alien Rangers.
Like, I would be fine for stopping after RPM, but he doesn't want to do that.
We're not stopping after RPM. Fuck that shit. And miss out on Dino Charge? No.
Okay, we do RPM and then
Dino Charge and then stop?
Yeah, we do RPM and then we just stop for a little bit. Oh my fucking god. Calling the issue crew voice chat.
Stop. Get a better phone.
Get 2 phones. One for work, one for Discord.
There you go.
My work is my Discord.
True.
I make too many podcasts for it not to be my work. Anyway, but yeah, we do up to RPM, then stop for like a week and a half, then just start on Dino Charge.
Why? That's such a weird thing to do.
Just because.
Can't believe we're skipping over Samurai.
It's not good.
I don't want to cover Samurai, to be honest.
Well, we're gonna cover Samurai.
I also don't want to cover Megaforce, Super Megaforce, Beast Morphers. I'm fine with Ninja Steel. I don't want to cover Dino Fury.
I'm almost tempted if I wasn't so determined to complete my watch every season of Power Rangers quest, I'd be half tempted to save Beast Morphers for this show, because it's so weird how you despise it so passionately, and like everybody I hear talk about it in the general public is like, yeah, Beast Morpher was awesome. It was one of the best seasons like ever since RPM, besides Dino Charge. It's very good.
I despise
That's
it
all I was hearing.
because of Nate.
Oh yeah, you talked about this before.
Nate. And Steel and Ravi. And that's 3 of the 5 Rangers. I also hate Roxy, Blaze, Evox sucks. The entire plot is really fucking stupid.
I wish they used a different season for the Venjix.
I wish they would have just made a proper sequel.
Maybe that.
And unfortunately, I don't think they could get like any of those actors back.
Given the fact that they had Kay back, I call bullshit.
Yeah, they had Kay back, but she was the one they could get back.
You don't have to pull everybody back to have a correct sequel. You just need one like major character to come back and then write the story around
if Milo Cawthorn can't be on the show, then there does not need to be an RPM sequel, okay? If Milo's not in, I'm not in.
Who? What?
Ziggy.
I mean, like, you could have very easily done, like... I feel like they could have done cameos, but I don't think they would have been in full episodes. And Milo Cawthorn...
Rose MacGyver wouldn't have gotten within fucking 100 feet of it at this point.
Why?
Because she's like a real actor in real things now.
What is she in aside from iZombie, which
she's played the hot chick in so many like real big time movies.
What movies?
I don't know any of them by name, but
I know iZombie, which was a like USA TV show.
Oh, she was also in iZombie, which is a much higher profile TV show than Power Rangers.
But still was not very good.
I never heard of any of these movies she's been in.
iZombie, I tried to watch iZombie because of Rose MacGyver specifically. God, that show sucked.
Are there TV shows? Is that the only TV show to like star a former Power Ranger in a main role? I don't think so, because I think there's
because Jack was in what's her name? The Marvel TV show that was on Netflix.
Which one?
That helps.
Not Luke Cage, not Iron Fist, not
Jessica Jones?
That one, yes, that one.
Okay, Brandon McLaren was in Jessica Jones. What was he like? Was he like the male lead, or was he just like...
I don't think he was the male lead. I think he was a side character, but I'm pretty sure he recurred a bunch.
Okay, that makes sense. I think there's a show called Felicity, which is like a teenage girl sitcom show.
Oh, I thought it was going to be about Felicity Smoke.
In which Amy Jo Johnson, I believe, plays the titular Felicity's best friend, or maybe Felicity herself. I don't know a lot about this. I just read it in passing. I'm trying to think if there's any other shows.
Johnny Young Bosch and literally every anime.
That's literally the biggest Dutch name I can think of. That
Johnny Young Bosch in literally every anime ever.
Johnny Young Bosch, I think like there have been very few Power Rangers actors that have rose to significant prominence after Power Rangers. Like I can name like 3, and it's Johnny Young Bosch, Rose MacGyver, and Anna Hutchinson.
Wait,
Johnny Young Bosch is the first.
Who does Anna Hutchinson play?
I don't know who she plays. She's a hot chick who takes her tits out in a real movie, though.
I'm gonna find this movie now.
Yes, it's out there, bro.
I'm gonna go find this movie now. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Like, it's really like weird and horny too. Like I think she gets like liquor poured onto her naked body in this film.
What the? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I think
Cabin
we
in the Woods.
is it Cabin in the Woods?
No. She is in
But
Cabin in the Woods, but that's not the movie. I'd have recognized if Lily from Jungle Fury was in that movie for a major role.
anyway, we gotta get back to this episode.
No, I'm looking for this movie. Hold your fucking horses.
Listen, you can look for your horny Anna Hutchinson content on your own time. So they see a hot dog cart roll up, and the boys are hungry. Zach asks for one with everything. Jason adds, and then some. Trini goes up to order. Billy goes up with her. She asks for 5 hot dogs with everything. Meanwhile, Bulk and Skull are walking up. The ball? That's not a word. The ball bounces toward them and Bulk catches it. And I'm about 83% sure Bulk says, "Game over, weak boys," and says that this is their space. Jason, Zach, and Kimberly approach them, and Jason says it's their place too, and that's their ball. Bulk mocks him, saying it's his ball, and his mommy says we can't play with it. Skull laughs. Kim sarcastically says they are so funny, then tells them to go back to the circus where they came from. Skull asks Bulk if the circus is really in town. Never change, Skull. I love you. Bulk says that was an insult, Bubble Brain. The two mean mugger heroes. Bulk says they're gonna pay for it and forcefully grabs Kimberly. Whoa! I think I need to be hearing some whistle sounds here. Jesus fucking Christ.
I can't whistle. I can't.
Neither can I.
And neither can I. So
Also, weird thing I just found: Anna Hutchinson was in 2.5 Men.
Oh shit, was
really?
she?
Yeah.
I see.
Huh.
She slept with Charlie Harper.
Oh,
no. Who did? What female was on that show and didn't sleep with Charlie Harper?
Alan's ex-wife.
I think she might have once.
Find that episode now. Because I don't think she has.
Maybe she hasn't. Maybe I'm wrong.
Because I know she went back to Alan, but that was very specific.
It's not the 2.5 Men podcast.
We need to start
the Ranger podcast. We'll bring them up if needed.
So Zach and Jason tell them to let her go now, and their tones indicate they ain't playing dog. They ain't playing around.
Yeah, they're gonna kill Bulk and Skull.
Bulk tosses Kim to Skull, and Jason and Zach both grab him after he does. Kim takes Skull for a spin and eventually throws him off, sending him flying into Bulk, knocking them both over. They fall into the hot dog cart and get ketchup and mustard and stuff spilled on them. Skull dips a hot dog into the condiments on Bulk's shirt and takes a bite. Zach says, "That's what I call hot dogs with everything on it." Jason and Kim laugh. Then the episode ends. Crow, who's your favorite character? I'm joking, of course.
It was long. No, that's the end of the episode, guys. That's the end of the episode.
Nope, it's totally the end.
This definitely very aggressively felt like a moment that was supposed to be followed up by ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 ba.
It was. What do you mean, Riely? It was.
Shut the fuck up.
That was the end of the episode.
So the hot dog man yells about how Bulk and Skull are gonna have to pay for all that. They're just enjoying some self-dipped hot dogs. Bulk asks Skull if he has any money, his mouth filled with hot dog as he asks. He doesn't, so they start spitting out what they're eating, as if that's going to make them not have to pay for it. Bulk and Skull are forced to work for the hot dog cart, and Hot Dog Man says it'll take 2 weeks to work off their debt, and he'll be watching them.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
this is an extortionist.
I'm gonna make Bo come on the podcast for the next 2 weeks.
No.
Yes.
Do not make people do anything. You can't do that.
Hey, Bo, you gotta be back next week.
For what? What episodes are next week? That Bo has to
I don't know what episodes are next week.
Then where is this coming from?
I'm just saying he's gotta be back next week.
Okay, then.
Okay. I mean, sure.
Ha ha! We now have a third co-host.
Shut the fuck up. So Skull squirts some mustard on Bulk's back as they exit. We cut over to Lunk, Babu, and Shellshock watching from some nearby bushes. Babu is explaining how those colorful teenagers are the Power Rangers, and the Power Rangers are his enemies. Lunk tells him he's got to knock out the Power Rangers and asks him if he can do it. Babu scolds Lunk, telling him not to confuse Shellshock. Babu tells Shellshock to freeze them with his stop ray, then knock them down before they can recover. Lunk is very excited. Shellshock repeats his instructions and says he understands. The Rangers are back to playing ball, and the ball rolls away again. Lunk and Babu says it's time to attack. So Shellshock uses a beam attack from his green light to make their basketball explode. Some shocked screams erupt, particularly from Kim. The Rangers gather and see their enemies in the bushes. Babu encourages Shellshock to use the Go Beam. Jason points at them menacingly, and it's morphin' time. That's right. Babu tells Shellshock to hurry with the Go Beam, so Shellshock Go Beams Trini. Now, instead of making her explode, like the same beam did to the basketball,
it makes her fucking run.
Just makes her run. She just starts running.
Fucking run.
She can't stop running. She's under a running spell.
Nope.
So she runs off from the fight against her will. The Rangers are mad about him fucking with Trini and move to attack Shellshock. Jason flying kicks him and knocks him down. Then the Rangers gather in front of him. Lunk and Babu help him up, and Lunk says they're going to be sorry when their monster is through with them or whatever. Shellshock says, "You want to play ball? Batter up!" Retracts his arm into his shell and pops it back out with a baseball bat equipped.
This isn't the best thing he does in this episode. This is close to it, but not
and he
quite.
hits a bunch of home runs.
I think we all know what the best thing he does. I hope we agree on this, because there's one thing Shellshock does that is fucking crazy.
Yes, I think we're already thinking about the same thing. I hope we are.
So Lunk supplies the balls, and Shellshock starts launching just a ton of baseballs at the Power Rangers.
It's the proto Shurikenja finisher.
I know. It was him the whole time. Shellshock inspired
Shellshock is Shurikenja.
Oh no, it's one of his disguises! It was him the whole time!
It was Shellshock the whole time!
So they roll out of the way. Then Shellshock attacks with his stop ray. Jason is able to roll out of the way, but the others are hit, and they are frozen. Shellshock laughs about how they're frozen and helpless, and he's gonna get them once and for all. Then he retracts his head into his shell, and a fucking cannon comes out instead.
Of course.
Fucking brilliant.
This is the best thing he does in the entire episode.
It's
I want
beautiful.
like an action figure that has turtle to cannon head flipping action.
Is there not a Shellshock action figure that can do cannon head? Because if not, I would be so sad.
What I want it to do is I want it. You know, remember how the morph into action figures were? How they had the flip heads?
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, it's that, but Shellshock, and it flips
that,
into
but Shellshock, and it's just a cannon for a head.
You remember how they did like samurai flip head figures and just used the head molds for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Yeah, because they were supposed to be bringing them back, but never could get anybody to sign up.
Oh yeah, because I'm sure in 2012 they were gonna get Jason David Frank, fucking Tweed Trang, who had been dead for 11 years. He was in the action figures.
I'm not sure about how they were going to do Trini, but that's just a rumor that I've heard, because I was not on the internet in 2012 because, I was 7.
Yeah.
So I don't know the official shit, and I'm too lazy to do Wayback Machine to find the official shit. but that's just a rumor that I've heard go about for the past.
Also, Zack Eraser, truly a tragedy.
I mean, like,
green one was Tommy.
What they could have done was just made Zack the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, maybe Zack's the Gold Ranger, you know?
No, made Zack the Yellow Ranger.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Put Zack in a skirt.
Well, the Yellow Ranger doesn't have a skirt, so it works.
The Yellow Ranger in Samurai does.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
What did you say?
I messed up, okay? I'm under the influence of drugs, okay? Leave me
Riely,
alone.
why were you smoking? You're not supposed to smoke before podcasts.
I've made it very known that I have not smoked on the podcast in a very long time. So
you smoked before?
Yeah, he smoked weed every day.
Smoke weed every day.
Riely.
So Babu tells him not to miss. Jason jumps in front of the blast and gets blasted back. He recovers, jumps in, and shoots Shellshock, Lunk, and Babu with his blade blaster. They bumble about how they'll be back and flee by teleporting. We cut to Rita's. Lunk is saying that they shouldn't have run away since there's only one ranger left. Wrong, there is two, and they have to go back out there. Babu says they can't take any more chances and continues to say no over and over, all nervous-like. Goldar enters and says Rita isn't going to be happy when she finds out what they've done. Babu says Goldar is just jealous because they made a great monster, and Rita is going to be pleased.
Pause. Does Goldar have a different voice this episode?
We talked about this. He has had a different voice on and off the whole show.
It's like way more noticeable in this episode for some reason. Probably because I was paying more attention to this.
I guess it kind of just like hit you this time. But like for the whole runtime of this show, Goldar has been switching between this like weird and not Goldar voice and Goldar's regular voice. And I originally thought before we started doing this that what it was he had the shitty wrong voice in the beginning, and then he got his correct voice and had it from there. I was wrong. He switches back and forth between correct and incorrect.
Yeah, and it's like hella noticeable in this episode specifically.
So Goldar scolds them about how it doesn't matter how good the monster is because they made it without Rita's permission, and how when she finds out, she'll turn them into Space Gust? Sure.
No, it's gonna be Space Guts. It's Space Guts, guys.
Fair.
It will forever be Space Guts.
That's right, Space Guts, folks.
Riely needs to get some Space Guts.
Do you have it? Guts. Okay.
I don't get that reference.
So
neither do I.
That's Nickelodeon Guts. It's a deep '90s cut. Lunk agrees.
Were you alive in the '90s?
No, but I've consumed '90s content.
Consumed a lot of '90s content.
It's true. Lunk argues that since this is the first time they've won a battle, Rita will be pleased. Goldar says, "You haven't won yet, Pipsqueaks, and you never will." Well, it's kind of mean, Goldar. Come on, it's just
Goldar. That's kind of a dick move.
This is your buddies, Lunk and Babu. Like, come on now. Rita enters and she congratulates them and says that their monster won a fight with the Power Rangers. She is very pleased indeed. They're happy that they made Rita happy. She tells them they did okay. They are very excited by this underwhelming compliment. Goldar
it's from Rita, of course.
Of course, yeah.
They're like super excited. Rita never
complimented. Did okay. Wow, we did okay. Wow. They're very excited by this. Goldar laments about Rita being pleased. We cut to Jason and the Frozen Rangers, still morphed in the command center. Jason says they haven't moved since Joel. That's
Joel.
That's not anywhere close to Zordon. Since Zordon
Wait, hold on.
There.
When is Joel in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? That's from Lightspeed.
I know. So Alpha is about it. He says there's no known cure for Shellshock Stop Ray, but he's wrong about that, says Zordon. He informs them of the rare Deandra flower, which can reverse the effects of the ray.
somehow.
Actually, I heard that wrong the
Zordon
first.
bullshit. Zordon pulling bullshit out of his ass.
No, I heard that wrong the first time. I thought they were gonna go meet somebody named Daedra or Deidre.
Yo, go hook up with Deidre. She'll show you what to do.
And I was like, wait. And then I rewound it and it was like, oh, Deandra. As in a flower that doesn't exist.
Thought maybe you heard it wrong. He was talking about Dulcia. She gets introduced in this episode.
Who the fuck is Dulcia?
The chick from the movie.
Which movie?
You probably know what
Mighty
to
Morphin
do,
Power
actually.
Rangers movie.
Which we are going to cover eventually, guys.
I'm gonna be a part of that podcast.
Well, it's gonna be a while. We got a whole season 1 and season 2 to get through before then, but I will definitely.
I'll hit you up when we get to it.
Yeah, if you remember Crow, please hit him up.
I want to get as many guests on for that as we can.
No, we don't want to overwhelm. We don't ever want to have any more than 2 guests on at once.
We shall
overwhelm the viewers.
Should have. There should be 6 people on the podcast because there's 6 Power Rangers. You see.
I was going to say 7 because you got to have one that's Zordon.
Okay.
No, you gotta have 8 because 1 for Alpha.
Oh yeah.
Then you gotta have 10 for Bulk and Skull.
No, that's 11.
What? Because of Lieutenant Stone too?
No, Bulk and Skull are 2 characters. If I can't pick Bulk and Skull as a singular character for my favorite,
what the fuck are you talking about?
You said 10. We were at 9 for Bulk.
Oh, we were at 8. 6 Power Rangers, Alpha, Zordon. That was 8.
Okay,
so
never mind. I misheard you. Yeah, 10 would be Bulk and Skull, and then 11 is Lieutenant Stone. 12, Miss Appleby.
13 for Ernie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we need Ernie too.
The 14 is Mr. Kaplan.
15 is fuck. What's her name? I already forgot her name.
The deaf chick that wanted to fuck Billy.
No. the bitch from the movie. What's her name?
Dulcia?
Yeah, her.
Oh, okay.
And then 16, Ninjor.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so
we need 16 guests on at one time. Or no, 16 people on at one time. You're Zordon, I'm Alpha.
Of course.
Huh?
Uh-oh. It's never a good sign.
Never.
It's like when you hear Demi Gloom go, yeah!
Yeah!
So anyway, Deandra Flowers and shit. Jason asks where he can get one. Zordon says they only grow one place in the entire universe. Jason asks where. It's the Mountain of Hope. And he sent Trini there, the Trini who's running forever.
Yes, he was already running forever, so it was putting the curse to you.
She sent him to run there. Zordon says that she must find them before Rita destroys them. Jason?
Yeah, he's Jason. Son of Krypton.
Jason says he won't let Rita defeat the Rangers. At Rita's palace, she says she's totally gonna defeat the Rangers. She uses her wand to make Shell Shock grow. Shell Shock says,
Rita,
wait until those teenage mutants see what a full-grown turtle can do, because they are not subtle.
Rita.
Yes?
Every time you do this, when you're winning a fight, keep them small, because the Rangers won't instigate shit for the most part.
What do you mean?
They don't go to Zord size unless it's Tommy Oliver, until a monster grows. Because by the time a monster grows, then they call the Zords. The only time they really broke this rule.
They can kill them on the ground too.
But they were losing.
Power blaster.
They were still losing.
I don't know, man.
Why you gonna make your monster grow when you're already winning, though?
Give them more power.
Anyway, I'm glad your diatribe made you miss the joke. The very funny joke that Power Rangers made. Come on, guys.
They're
Really,
gonna get shell shocked.
really, that's not what the joke is. That's not what he
I
said.
know. That's just me saying a sentence.
Okay. So yeah, he's gonna show those teenage mutants what a full turtle can do. He starts bashing buildings. Lunk and Babu watch and cheer from a rooftop. Shellshock calls for the Rangers to come out wherever they are as he continues to destroy. The scene zooms out from the viewing globe in what I think was a pretty cool cut back to the command center. Jason says he's got to stop him from destroying the city until Trini gets the flower. Instead of saying the usual thing, Zordon says, "Let the power be yours, Jason." What? Zordon, what? The power's already his. Right. He has that already.
Hey, Riely, Zordon's high right now. Don't blame him.
Jason is the one with the muscles and the power, okay? He's got it already.
I have the power.
I'm the one with the muscles and the power.
I was making a He-Man joke, man.
I was making a Turbo of Power Rangers movie joke.
I don't have a joke.
Damn it. So anyway, Jason says, "I'm out of here."
So hard. Why did
teleports out? He arrives, calls his Zord, boards his Zord. He yells, "Your turtle soup, Shell Shock!" as the T-Rex stands to face the monster. Lunk and Babu cheer for their boy. Shell Shock equips the bat again in one hand and the hook in the other. The two giants go to fight each other as we cut to Tommy, rocking some bow staff practice. He adds a spin kick as well, because that's just how Tommy Oliver operates. He finishes up and puts his bow staff away. And for those waiting for the communicator beep, you aren't alone, but weirdly enough, it doesn't come.
Nope.
We cut to Trini. She's running, she's flower finding. She climbs over a little rock face waterfall as she progresses, lamenting about how she wishes she could stop moving to make it easier to look around. Back at the Zord fight, T-Rex gets knocked down. Shellshock kicks him while he's down. Jason calls out to Zordon, saying Shellshock is too much for his Zord, and he needs help fast. We cut to Trini. Zordon tells her he sent the saber-toothed tiger Zord to assist her, and that she can call upon his power to lead her to the flower. And Zordon, I feel like you could have done this 20 seconds from now after calling Tommy to help Jason, who is imminently in danger, but okay. Trini doesn't know if she can make it. Zordon encourages her. She sees them! She calls upon the tiger's power to bring the flowers to her hand. She got them! She's on her way back now. Back at the fight, Jason isn't doing Jason isn't doing so hot. He gets shot by the headcannon. Do you have any headcanons about this scene, Crow?
I have a lot of headcanons about this scene.
But anyway,
I have one really big headcanon for this.
What's the headcanon?
Boom.
Excellent. So we cut to Tommy. Jason finally beeps him, because I guess he realized Zordon wasn't going to bother. Tommy sneaks off to a corner to take the call, and when Jason says he's needed, he morphs into action. He teleports in and summons the Dragonzord. Dragonzord enters the battle by smacking Shellshock with its tail and knocking him down. Jason says, "Alright, Tommy, let's do it!" And the Zords get ready to bash this turtle boy. They ain't cutting him no slack. I'll see myself out.
Yep. Bye, Riely. Send me the notes so I can finish the episode.
Fuck you. Shellshock makes a quip about having twice as much fun. Then he gets ragdolled by the two of them immediately. When he gets up from the ground, he has sand in his eyes. He can't see to use his rays. Jason cheers about the development, but alas, it was deception! He blasts them with the stop ray. Them Zords froze up.
Hey, Riely, you should get hit with a stop ray.
I know.
Wonder what the yellow ray does.
That's a good question.
That's the slowdown ray.
Yeah, I guess it would just make you slow. Lunk and Babu tells Shellshock to finish them off. Before they can, Trini arrives, calling out to Jason and Billy. You know, the Green Ranger, Billy.
Yep.
Oh God!
Anyway,
Someone did not care for lines that day.
no. So anyway, she got the flowers. Jason's happy. Trini jumps right onto Shellshock's head, quips at him for a second, and then uses the power of the flower. The power fucks Shellshock all up. Then back at the command center, the remaining Rangers are unfrozen. Alpha cheers. Kim says being frozen was really strange. It was like being a mannequin at a mall. Zach asks what happened to them. Zordon says that Shellshock froze them with the freeze ray, but Trini
That
found
would be a
power
really
to free
hot
them.
mannequin at a mall, you gotta admit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, buddy.
Hold on.
Maybe they're Johnson at a mall, but it's a mannequin. That'd be a really hot mannequin.
So Billy asks what the situation is now with Shellshock. Zordon tells them to observe the viewing globe. Viewing globe? The viewing globe.
It's the viewing glove.
It's an entire glove.
We come
Yeah,
back
it's on
to the
Zordon's
fight.
hand.
Yep. So Shellshock's getting all messed up. He falls to his knees, and Trini jumps down. The T-Rex and the Dragon Zord are free. Jason says him and Tommy have it from here. Tommy agrees, and they move to finish the monster off. Finger missiles time, followed by the T-Rex explosion through the ground attack. R.I.P. my man Shellshock. The other
It was
Rangers.
great to have around.
That's right. He was good while we had him. Mourn you till we join
Yeah.
you, Shellshock. The other Rangers in Alpha cheer at the command center. Rita's, she's yelling at Lunk and Babu for how stupid and dumb and bad they are. They're cowering. Rita yells about how she's going to get those Power Rangers and their little robot too. And she has a headache. That's not what she says, but that's what she should say. Because it's a funny reference.
Yeah, that's what you should always say.
We cut back to the Unmorphed Rangers, resuming their basketball activities. I guess they bought a new ball at some point.
That or Billy had one.
Billy fixed the exploded ball.
No, he just had one in his garage.
I just happen to have a spare basketball here in my fanny pack.
No, he has a basketball in his garage where he takes training.
True. So Zach is shooting solo as Jason tells Kim how happy he is that they killed that turtle. Kim agrees, and she says if she never sees a turtle again, it'll be too soon. Trini and Billy agree. I know what I thought was going to happen at this point where Bulk and Skull were going to walk in and have a turtle. That didn't happen, but it would have been funny if it did.
That would have been hilarious.
Jason smiles and points at the incoming Tommy. Everyone greets him. Tommy reminds Zach they have a game to play because that fight made him hungry, and the deal was loser buys lunch. Jason mimics a fight bell and says, "Ding ding, round 2." Zach and Tommy start trash-talking at each other playfully as Zach dribbles. It is time for Zach's slam-a-whamma, double whamma, hip-hop 'cause I'll never stop, hot shootin', rootin' and tootin', something, whatever, dunk shot. He executes the move successfully. The others cheer. Zach brags a little. Billy asks if he cares to go double or nothing. Zach chuckles and says he couldn't punish him like that. Billy says loser buys lunch for 2. Zach agrees. He starts to dribble, but Billy grabs the ball. It's time for his fundecular, spectacular, voracious, bodacious, autophonic, morphonomic jam.
Oh my God.
He successfully dunks. Everyone cheers and high fives. Freeze frame, that's the end of the episode. That was Trouble with Shellshock, folks.
Ta-da!
So we have a couple responsibilities. I don't know if Bo is familiar with the format of the show. So once we're done
Probably
talking about
not.
the episode, we talk about our favorite character, our favorite scene, and we decide where we rank it among all of the other episodes in the season. So first of all, let's talk favorite character. Crow?
Lunk.
That is a fair choice.
It's Lunk. Just that scene, or that line specifically, I should say. That line.
You see, because I kind of desire to give a different answer, and also because I do truly feel this in my heart, even though I am tempted to give it to Lunk, because you're right, he had some great lines, and so did Babu, so he's also in my mind. But I think I'm actually going to give it to Trini, because she does save the day, despite being under a running spell. She was also really kicking ass during the Unmorphed fight. And she wasn't like a super central character in the episode, but like everything she did was good.
Yeah,
at least
it was.
like prior to the flowers, she was not a central character. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Trini for Trouble with Shell Shock. What about you, Bo?
It's obviously Tommy. Just kidding. No.
That's what I expected Riely to say.
Should I create a guest tab for favorite character on the sheet?
Yes.
Okay.
Screw it. It'll be Shell Shock.
Oh, that's a good answer.
More than valid answer.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Editing the sheet.
Oh.
So now it's time to talk about our favorite scenes. I almost said it was time to rank it. It is not time to do that yet. So I'll let Bo go first on this one. Get the first dibs. What was your favorite scene in the episode?
Favorite scene? I don't even know. Maybe actually.
You want me to come back to you? Oh, okay. That's a good answer.
The first Unmorphed fight.
With the putties?
I mean, putty fights are always a dead ringer for being some of the best stuff. Because them kids kick good.
Yeah, they do.
What about you, Crow? What's your favorite scene?
Hey, you got a headcanon?
Yeah, it's the headcanon.
Because obviously, yeah, I do have a headcanon.
It's the fucking headcanon. I'm so tempted. There's a couple other things I'm tempted to give it. No, you know what? Maybe I like the you guys did okay thing a bit more than I like the headcanon.
Nah, the headcanon all day.
Okay, yeah, the honorable mention to you guys did okay. Oh boy, we did okay. But it's the fucking headcanon. Who am I kidding?
Yeah, it's the fucking headcanon, because Riely's got a lot of headcanons, and this was his first.
I have a whole lot of headcanons. But folks, now, Bo, feel free to give your input, but this is mostly a collective list of me and Crows. We gotta decide where we're ranking this thing. Bo also doesn't see the rankings at all. Should I just go through them? Should I straight shot them real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, from top to bottom, we have 17 entries, because multi-parters count as one, so Green with Evil is its own singular entry. So from best to worst, we have Green with Evil, Different Drum, Power Ranger Punks, Switching Places, Happy Birthday Zach, Foul Play in the Sky, Food Fight, Peace, Love, and Woe, No Clowning Around, Dark Warrior, Day of the Dumpster, High Five, Oppressing Engagement, For Whom the Bell Trolls, Big Sisters, I Guy, and Teamwork.
So this was from best to worst?
Yes.
Yeah, from best to worst.
Okay.
So I feel like this episode is a pretty good one. Not like super top tier, but like up there. Is it? I don't think it's better than Food Fight. Is it better than Peace, Love, and Woe?
No.
Is it better than No Clowning Around?
Yes.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that.
So coming in at the new number 9, The Trouble with Shell Shock. And give me just a minute, or I guess while I'm finishing the updates to make good use of our time, Crow, tell us about Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Walked up a water sprout.
Down came the rain.
And wash the spider out.
That's the end of the episode, guys. Have fun.
We did it!
Hooray!
That's the end of the episode.
Best episode by far. Barely lasted a minute.
Yeah, best episode.
Uh-oh.
Did he crash?
I can tell you exactly what he's going to say when he rejoins the call. When they rejoin the call, my bad. They're going to say, sorry, my phone died. Watch, that's exactly what they're going to say. And here we go. They're going to rejoin in a second. They're going to say that exact phrase.
He doesn't join Bad Cake.
Crow, come on, buddy. You can do it. Fix your shit. I can't progress without them. I don't have any of the info about air dates and directors and shit. That's their deal.
And I'm just a guest.
There they are.
My phone fucking restarted. I don't even know.
Okay, so I wasn't exactly correct about the words you said, but I got the general idea correct.
You were basically correct.
Okay, so Itsy Bitsy Spider.
I said that you were going to rejoin the call and say, sorry, my phone died.
No, my phone restarted. I don't know why. Just did. But Itsy Bitsy Spider was written by Steve Kramer and directed by Robert Hughes. It originally aired on October 12th, 1993, and then re-aired on July 17th of 2010.
Holy shit, bro. But all right. Let's talk about Itsy Bitsy Spider coming up that water spout.
And down came that rain.
And wash that
And
spider
wash the
out.
spider out.
Then out came that sun.
I don't know the rest.
Oh my god, you don't know the rest of this?
I don't.
Neither do I. I do not know besides
Let's
this.
go!
What the fuck is wrong with the two of you? Y'all don't have siblings, do y'all?
No.
I have siblings. We just never sang that song.
Anyway,
I sing that song to the toddler regularly.
And my sisters are way past toddler age.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I have 6 siblings, and one of which is a toddler.
So, folks, we start this particular episode at Angel Grove High. The Rangers are asking fellow students to sign a petition to save a statue called the Forest Spirit statue. Bulk asks what the big deal is. It's just a pile of old concrete, after all.
Yeah.
Trini says...
Bulk and Skull, your brains are just a pile of old concrete.
Oh.
Bo, are you talking to mute yourself? Or talking to somebody else?
I said Bulk and Skull.
I'm not talking to you, Crow. I'm talking to Bo.
Yeah.
But you said Crow.
No, I said Bo. I said Bo, mute yourself if you're talking to somebody else.
Hold on a minute. I have to leave.
Like, be right back, leave, or leave?
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to leave the call.
Gotcha.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick.
Cool. This episode of Megazord Radio brought to you by Subway Tuna Subs. They will give you superpowers. They will cure all your illnesses. Did I do that on this show already? I definitely did that on a show recently. I don't remember which one. Subway Tuna Sub. For all your needs, just in general, any of them. Alright, I'll stop. I'll actually stop.
And when Great Crab wontons are good.
I would say yes.
Watch him leave for like 30 minutes because he went to Dollar General.
To get coffee.
To get coffee. I still think that was the funniest thing I could have ever done on a podcast.
We'll wait. I don't know how long he's going to be gone. We'll wait a few more minutes before we actually get into the episode without him. But just to have a tangential related conversation to fill the time. Can I just talk about how happy I am that Tommy's just here now? Like,
you're gonna do it anyway. Go ahead.
Like, Green with Evil was this whole big saga. He was evil for most of it, obviously. We got through it, and now it's so nice. Because Tommy's my favorite Power Ranger, and I like him as a hero more than a villain, even though he was really cool as a villain. So it's really nice to just have him here. Just to be one of the guys. Like, after not having him in the show for so long, and then doing Green with Evil for 2 weeks where he was the villain, I'm just very happy to just have him here as just regular old Tommy hanging out, except for when he goes to karate practice so that the footage can not have the Green Ranger in it for a while.
Hey, wait, karate practice is just the OG race car farm.
True, so true. Except that was not a Sentai footage issue. In fact, it minimized how much Sentai footage they could use in those episodes. Because JDF is like, I'm not fucking... You think I'm recording ADR for like every Power Ranger scene? No. I come in at the end. I save the day.
Yep. But now what I mean is, What I mean is they basically had the inverse issue of what they have while doing this.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm really excited to get to... I know Turbo is going to be like a wacky season for us, and that's why I'm excited to get to it.
because Car Ranger.
Well, yeah. It's a pretty wacky season in general because of Time Ranger. That's a whole different thing. Because of Car Ranger.
I can't wait for the pizza episode.
Oh, the fucking pizza episode.
And the baseball episode.
I don't remember that one as vividly as you do. I think I actually
remember the
rewatched it
Car
recently,
Ranger
and I
baseball
still don't
episode.
remember it.
I remember the Car Ranger baseball episode. The Car Ranger baseball episode was fucking hilarious.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I also just explicitly have like this vivid image of Ninja Man being told by a child, "I hate you, Ninja Man."
Oh, Ninja Man.
Like, because what came right before that, and I also remember this vividly, was Ninja Man was like, "Ninja Man loves kids," and then the child was just like, "I hate you, Ninja Man."
I hate you, Ninja Man. Fuck you.
It was just like the funniest scene in Kaku Ranger. I don't have Zoo Ranger topics to talk about, so I'm just going in with what other Sentais I do know anything about that are somewhat connected to the Zordon era.
Well, Kaku Ranger, you could have said somewhat connected to Mighty Morphin and still been correct.
I know, but I also talked about Car Ranger a minute ago.
Oh, that's true.
So, Zordon era. I wonder what it would take for you to do a season review of Kaku Ranger.
A lot of willpower on my part. We can watch Kaku Ranger together once we finish the O.
Yeah.
Because I do have podcasts for like a couple seasons of Super Sentai, one of which is Kaku Ranger. So I was gonna make you watch Jetman with me because I also have a podcast for Jetman. But I guess if you want
I've also already seen Jetman.
I will. You've already seen Kaku Ranger.
I like Kaku Ranger more. Kaku Ranger has one of my favorite openings to
you also told me you hadn't seen all of Jetman.
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay.
I after I said that, I went back and finished it recently. Still cried. I expected to cry. I still cried. I then skipped 20 years and watched one episode of Gokaiger after that. I'm gonna let you guess what episode of Gokaiger I watched.
I would assume it would be the Jetman episode of Gokaiger.
The episode where they interact with Guy Yuki's ghost. That's Black Condor from Jetman.
I know who that is.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Sure, buddy.
Fuck you.
Who's Guy Ikari?
I don't know.
Gokai Silver.
Ah. It's been a while since I've seen Gokaiger besides the movie.
Yeah. Wait, did you watch the Gokai Goseiger movie?
No.
You need to.
I've seen like the first 12 episodes of Gokaiger and Gokaiger the movie, The Flying Ghost Ship, and that's all the Gokaiger I've seen.
I'm going to make you finish Gokaiger. I'm sure there's podcasts about Gokaiger.
Not any of the ones that I'm familiar with, but like they might be out there.
I'm going to find you one.
The Super Sentai podcast I have is Super Sentai Bros, and they only covered, what do they cover? They covered Die Ranger, Jetman, Kaku Ranger, O Ranger.
Oh wait, you have one for Die Ranger?
Yep.
Oh, why you gotta throw like my two favorite Showa era Super Sentais in there?
They did Die Ranger, Jetman, Kaku Ranger, O Ranger, Car Ranger, and Mega Ranger.
Oh, you are playing with fire. Okay, so
are we just gonna start the episode without Bo?
No, we're gonna continue talking.
Okay, well we can't. This is the 5-minute warning for Bo.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying we're gonna continue talking for 5 minutes. I'm not sure which one I want to watch with you first now, since you have one for Die Ranger.
What are the ones you're just Die Ranger and Cock Ranger, what you're choosing between, or?
Yeah, those, because I want to watch Jetman with you too, but I want to watch Jetman with you after I do Cock Ranger, or after we do Cock Ranger, because I like Cock Ranger more. But Die Ranger and Cock Ranger, I like those two a lot.
Cock Ranger does seem pretty buck wild.
Cock Ranger's fucking
Although
hilarious.
if we started with Die Ranger, I could just like literally go in the order the podcast actually went.
Yeah.
Which was Die Ranger, Jetman, Cock Ranger, O Ranger, Car Ranger, Mega Ranger.
We could do that, but that also feels weird going out of order when there's a Cock Ranger, Die Ranger crossover.
There isn't. That's not real.
I thought there was.
Nope.
No, that's...
You're probably on like Fandom Wiki or whatever.
No, my brain crossed wires for a second and was like, Cock Ranger, O Ranger is Cock Ranger, Die Ranger. That's not right.
Yeah, no, not true.
It's not right. But they do have one for O Ranger, right?
Yeah, there's Cock Ranger versus O Ranger.
No, I mean, there is a podcast for O Ranger.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so we can... Yeah, Die Ranger, Cock Ranger, O Ranger... Car Ranger, Mega Ranger.
It is in order, except for the fact that after Die Ranger, they loop back to Jetman and then go back to Cock Ranger, and then it's in order from there.
Huh. I'm gonna message him.
Shout out to my boys, Super Sentai Bros, by the way. I hope you come back someday. I hope you come back and talk about the Mega Ranger finale one day, because
oh wait, they didn't do the Mega Ranger finale?
Yeah, they I guess something came up in their lives and they had to stop doing the show, and it happened to happen right before they were done with Mega Ranger. They literally had one episode left.
Oh no. Also, Bo said he's grabbing food. He'll be back.
Like, how quick is he'll be back?
I don't know yet. I wasn't given that answer. He just said he's grabbing food. So
that can mean a lot of things. That could mean he walked out to his kitchen and got a sandwich. That could mean he's in his car going to McDonald's. That could mean a lot of things. That could mean
he's walking down the street going to the strip club to get a drink.
That's not food, unless you get like a burger. I don't. They're not allowed to serve food at the strip club. That's like illegal to do, I think.
I've never been to one. I don't know.
I just heard this at some point, that it's illegal to have food in a strip club.
I feel like that's the only way you could get a woman.
How? What is the joke here?
You have to pay.
Oh. You see, the way you placed this joke, it made it sound like it had something to do with the lack of food. So I was like, what does that have to do with anything? What is the joke?
Nah, go into the strip club. That's the only way you'd ever get a woman.
What is a woman? Matt Walsh.
Something you can't get.
Talk about that question.
A woman is something you can't get.
I hope I didn't just like give somebody like, because I don't talk about politics on fucking my Power Rangers podcast. So I hope I didn't give anybody whiplash by saying the name Matt Walsh there.
Who the fuck is Matt Walsh?
He's one of the Daily Wire guys. You've heard of Ben Shapiro, I assume.
I've heard of Ben Shapiro. I don't know what he does.
He's one of Ben Shapiro's primary cronies. They have a like a network called the Daily Wire that has like podcasts and movies and videos and shit. And Matt Walsh made a documentary called "What Is a Woman?" a transphobic documentary about what makes a woman and how it's a real vagina, according to Matt Walsh.
Damn.
Fuck you, Matt Walsh.
Fuck you, Ben Shapiro. You said you finished... Wait, have you finished Ghost Age, or have you not finished Ghost Age?
No, I got like halfway through Ghost Ager like 5 years ago, and I didn't finish it.
So you need to watch Ghost Age.
Yes.
Okay, because you're not going to make the same mistake you did with Jungle Fury.
I mean, I do still have like the last couple episodes downloaded on my PS3, so I could figure out where I was roughly and pick up where I left off.
That'd be so dumb. Speaking of, give me a random Sentai that's not from the first 15 years.
What? Where does that cut off?
Well, nothing before Jetman.
Okay.
Because the episodes are almost impossible to find.
Really?
For a lot of them, yeah.
I think for a lot of them it's pretty easy, but some of them are. I was gonna say Mask Man.
Most of them aren't subbed before Jetman.
Mask Man is subbed.
I haven't seen that. I haven't looked for Mask Man. For Mask Man, I have had zero interest in Mask Man.
I just think the suits look fucking rad. I don't know anything about the show besides that the suits look rad.
I remember you trying to get me to watch, what was it, Bioman? No.
Bioman is that's the one I have nostalgia for because I think it's one of the first Sentais I viewed seriously.
Wait, no, which one did you make me watch an episode of and I just really did not like?
I hope the answer to that is not Hurricaneger, my friend.
Not Hurricaneger. It was one of the early ones. It was before Jetman.
Oh, Turbo Ranger.
Turbo Ranger, yeah, that's what it was, because the fucking fairy.
We didn't give Turbo Ranger a proper chance.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
We didn't give it a proper chance.
The first
episode was literally just look at all the old Super Sentai. And the second episode was an origin story. You have to get a few episodes past the origin story before you could judge.
Excuse me.
Like the continuity loop has to begin before you could truly judge. Alright, well we have definitely passed the 5 minutes that I said I was giving him.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Maybe Bo will return someday. Who knows?
Let's hope he does. Well, wait, hold up. I can bide more time.
Okay.
Doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba Perry. He's a semi-aquatic.
I am gonna wait
mammal of action.
after I ban Crow Royalty for the server, and then I will end with Bo.
Sorry, that's like the ultimate way to buy time, you gotta admit.
You know, I don't have to admit anything to you, you bastard.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a gun!
Yeah.
See?
Oh, by the way, guys, Riely really likes ranch.
Shut up. So, yeah, we're gonna start at Angel Grove High petition. Well, guess what the big deal is? We did that already. Trini says the city wants to tear the statue down and put in a barbecue pit.
That'd be sick.
Bulk thinks this is good because he wants some decent chicken and ribs.
I'm with Bulk on this, honestly.
Skull agrees. Trini says it's not good, and everyone has forgotten why the statue was put up in the first place. Billy goes on to explain that the forest spirit statue protects from harmful arthropods. Trini translates, saying it protects everyone from bad insects. Zach agrees that this is important because bugs freak him out, especially spiders.
I'm gonna add, I don't think that statue's doing a very good job.
Hey, is this episode the emotional trauma of Zach Taylor Part 2 or Electric Boogaloo?
Wait, what?
Because the emotional scarring of Zach Taylor was the
I was confused because what the fuck you mean the emotional trauma? It's the emotional scarring of Zach Taylor.
The emotional scarring of Zach Taylor Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Nah, I think it's, hey, do you have a headcanon?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's like the best name we've come up with so far.
So they brought bugs with them, which at first I was like, are they part of this petition? Are they just really trying to sell this petition by showing off cool bugs? But we do find out why she has them later. Skull asks Bulk how... Oh, sorry. Trini points out the flower in the statue's hair and explains that it symbolizes that most insects are helpful to humans. Skull asks Bulk how bugs help humans.
Wouldn't it make more sense for the statue to have like a bug instead of flowers if bugs are helpful to humans?
But bug go on flower.
Only bug go on flower is Bumblebee.
Yeah, but he bug and he go on flower.
But he Bumblebee specifically.
But he's one of bug. He is a bug though, and he go on flower. You see.
But he is bee. Bumblebee.
Listen, we're about 30 episodes away from Grumblebee, okay?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Hi, Bo.
Hey, there he is.
There he is. Where'd you go, McDonald's?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I
exactly
haven't
where I
decided
went.
yet whether that's better or worse than going to Dollar General to get coffee during the podcast like Crow Royalty did.
Oh my
No,
god, you
my
went to
bit was
Colorado
better.
for coffee?
Yeah, I left like 2 weeks ago on a podcast because we ran out of coffee. And so I left midway through an episode, ran to Dollar General, which is like 5 minutes down the road, went and got coffee, came back, and then acted like nothing happened, and Riely got mad.
Oh my god.
So anyway, Skull asks Bulk how bugs are helpful to humans. Bulk smirks, says, "Let's find out," and grabs an enclosure full of roaches. Skull opens it, and Bulk throws it into the crowd of students that had gathered. People start screaming and running. Zack, the screamiest among them, as Bulk and Skull release more bugs. Roaches and worms and other stuff are all over the place. Everyone's grossed out. There's a spider on Zack's shoulder, and he is very scared about that. Screams for someone to get it off.
Spider.
Oh, wait, you cut out. What'd you say?
I feel like Riely would have a pet spider.
No, spiders freak me the fuck out. So Tommy moves in to save the day. He's got a binder, and he's gonna smack that spider. He assures Zack that he's got it as he swings. But the spider jumps away, so Tommy just smacks Zack with a binder for no reason. Zack grabs the impact area and seethes with pain. Bulk and Skull are tickled pink. Kim come up. That's not the correct tense of that. Kim comes up to them. Kim comes up to them, calls them bean brains, and tells them what goes around comes around. They mock her and roll their eyes. We cut to a mysterious dark place where Lunk, Babu, and a squad of putties have found something. It's a statue. Lunk doesn't know why Rita wants it. It's just a dumb statue after all. They send it to the moon, and Lunk is happy that Rita's going to be happy. We cut back to Angel Grove High. The girls are at their lockers, and Zack steps up to greet them. Zack asks how it went in science lab. Trini says the teacher went berserk when she only had 3 ants and a cockroach. So I guess the bugs were just for science class and just happened to be helpful with her petition thing. Kim laments about the rest getting away thanks to Bulk and Skull. Jason walks up as this conversation is happening and says that they'll help her replace the bugs. Kim suggests they have a picnic so the bugs will just come to them. Everybody laughs, and Trini says they'll have to be a little more aggressive than that. They run into Billy. He has something in his hands. They greet him, and Kim asks him what he has. He's got a cute little mouse. Kim says that it's so cute and that she's always wanted a little mouse as a pet. Kim says pet, and Billy gasps, and he doesn't cover the mouse ears because it would be impossible to just cover a mouse's ears, but he does cover the mouse.
Hey, Riely, are you going to figure out how to cover a mouse's ears?
It would be extremely a precision operation. And he's like, he's not a pet. This is Jack, my research assistant. Zack is freaked out. He only likes mice a little more than creepy crawly bugs. The others chuckle. Bulk and Skull enter, and Bulk mockingly says, "Oh look, the geeks have a new mascot." Skull repeats what Bulk says, and Bulk mean mugs him because he's sick of that shit, and so are we. Zack says the mouse is smarter than some humanoids they know. Epic diss. Skull says
smarter than Riely.
Skull says, "Hey, you can't talk about Bulk like that." I love you, Skull.
Because Skull is actively smarter than Bulk.
I mean, kind of true.
Proven
Bulk,
in that Zeo episode.
true. Bulk elbows Skull for that. Zach says the mouse has never failed an IQ test. Can you fail an IQ test?
No.
I don't think you can fail an IQ test.
that was the burn.
That's fair.
They did something impossible.
Oh yeah, they're so dumb that they failed an IQ test, something you can't do. Okay. So Bulk snatches a book from Trini, who yells, "Hey!" He wants to put Jack through an obstacle course. He throws a book at Billy, which causes him to drop Jack. Jack starts to scurry away. Billy don't like that. But Jack immediately goes up Skull's pant leg and starts crawling all around him, causing him to freak out until he jumps into Bulk's arms. Billy retrieves Jack from Skull's collar, telling him that what he did was very brave. Kim says, "Nice catch, Bulk," as they exit. Skull smiles and gives a thumb up, and Bulk drops him to the floor.
Yep.
We cut to Rita's palace. Finster is marveling at the magnificent statue. It must have taken those humans at least an hour to put together. He asks Rita if she wants it in the dining room. She says no. He asks if she wants it in the parlor instead. She tells him to shush. She starts waving her wand around menacingly, scaring a nearby Lunken Babu. And she says that first things first, she needs a monster. Finster agrees and gets to cooking a sweet, slimy spider monster. His words, not mine.
I feel like those are your words, actually.
I would call him a slimy spider monster. I don't know if I would describe him as a sweet, slimy spider monster, but that's what Finster seems to think that he is.
Hey, Riely, you're a sweet, slimy spider monster.
You see? It might have been funny the first 2 or 3 times you did it. This is time number 11, I think.
Still funny.
So that boy pops out. Rita says she'll hide him in an exact replica of the stolen statue and send him to Earth. It's not an exact replica, folks. Stay tuned.
She doesn't do that.
Rita asks if Lunk and Babu can guess what's next. Lunk says she's going to release the Spidertron and make him grow, and he'll crush the whole city. Babu was also going to say that, of course. Rita is delighted. She also has moths or butterflies, depending on what part of the episode you're watching, that sprinkle sleeping powder. They'll put everyone to sleep, including the Power Rangers. Lunk is very impressed by this plan. Rita laughs evilly, and we cut to the Rangers, sans Tommy and Zach, in a wooded area. Billy says this is the perfect place to gather insects. Kim asks where Tommy and Zach are. Tommy's going to catch up with them later once he's done with karate class and the footage has the Green Ranger in it. And Zach just don't like them bugs. Jason reminds us that spiders especially scare him. Trini defends him, saying he also isn't there because he has a hip-hop keto class to teach. Jason says it looks like there's enough bugs around there and rallies the troops to get to work. Bug collecting montage! The Power Rangers are collecting bugs, yeah! Then we cut to Rita's. She mocks them, saying, "Aren't they sweet?" And that she almost regrets having to interrupt their nature hunt. Back to the Rangers, more collecting.
She doesn't regret shit.
True. Kim shows a bug to Billy and asks him what it is. Billy says it's a nice find and consults his manual. Putty attack! The Rangers jump into battle. Trini is kicking ass. She fucking murks these putties. Kim knocks one down. Billy is using his net as a weapon and getting spun around and shit. Jason is doing kicks. Fighty. Jason got some moves. They quickly win. Kim asks Jason if he's okay. He confirms that he is. Of course, they just fought putties. Who cares? Trini wonders what that was all about. Jason doesn't know, but he's sure Rita is up to no good. Of course. Cut to Zach. He's teaching his hip-hop keto class. Funky music and funky moves with our boy. He finishes his routine and says, "And that was hip-hop keto." And all the kids think it was super cool and awesome. Zach tells them that hip-hop keto is just like any other martial art. It'll teach you self-confidence and discipline. He also tells them to only use it in self-defense. Zach says he's going to show them a simpler combination and asks who wants to go first. A kid volunteers. He has everyone else back off and then shows him a funky kick. The kid emulates it fairly well. Zach says that was pretty good and suggests funkier music. All the kids agree, and Zach goes to crank that shit up. Unfortunately, he left his cassette in his car and has to go grab it, so he says he'll be right back. The kid starts trying to teach the others the kick as Zach walks off. We cut to the statue. Many moths on that statue. Some of those moths fly over to the kids, and they get put to sleep by sleeping powder. Zach runs back in and sees that they're all asleep. He assumes that he's being pranked, and jovially says, "Come on, guys. Come on, you guys. Come on." They didn't respond. He starts trying to wake them up, still being jovial and jokey, assuming that it's an act. But he realizes they're really asleep. Zach calls Zordon. He tells him that he has a big problem in Angel Grove Park. Alpha is about it and tells Zach that he isn't kidding. Zordon explains that the moths were spreading magic sleeping powder and tells Zach to leave the area immediately as he will be the next target. Zach says he can't leave the kids there alone. Good guy, Zach. Zordon says he'll keep an eye on them. Zach laments, asking why it had to be bugs as some of the moths fly in. Zach starts running away. He stops to catch his breath and says that someone has to stop these dudes. The moth dudes, I'm assuming. Zach recalls the forest spirit statue and how it protects people from bad bugs. He decides to head to the statue. He comes up to it and sees it's covered in the moths, which they are now calling butterflies, just for fun, I guess, because fuck it, whatever. Zach realizes it's not the real statue because it has snakes in its hair instead of flowers. Great exact replica, Rita. Zach bets Rita sent it and morphs. He turns his power axe into cannon mode and shoots at the statue, blowing it up. And out comes Spidertron! Zach knew it. Spidertron jumps down from the statue pedestal aggressively. Zach hates spiders. This man's is gross to him. Suddenly, Goldar jumps in, and it's Goldar's sword versus Zach's blade blaster in blade mode in a sudden clash. Goldar gets the upper hand. We cut to the other Rangers. Billy says they have enough for the science teacher now, enough buggies. Kim says that between the bugs and the putty, she is wiped. Trini says they should head back, but alas, beep, 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 beep. Jason answers, and Zordon tells him and the others that Zach is in trouble and they gotta get to the forest spirit statue right now. And it's morphin' time.
What forest spirit statue?
What do you mean?
It don't exist.
Oh, because it destroyed it. Yeah. So the Rangers slip in and stand with Zach against Goldar and Spidertron. Spidertron shoots some webbing at them. Goldar shoots them with sword lasers. They're on the ground and stuck in the webbing. Zach is able to break free and blast at Goldar and Spidertron with his blade blaster. They get knocked back with sparks and explosions. And then Rita throws her wand and makes her Spidertron grow. Rangers call Zords, board Zords, power up crystals, Megazord time, man mode time, let's do it. Megazord punches Spidertron really hard. Spidertron webs them all up. He electrocutes them through the web. They have to disengage the Megazord formation. Spidertron laughs evilly. It's individual Zords now, and T-Rex moves in to fight Spidertron. Triceratops provides supporting fire. Zach uses the Mastodon to do a deep freeze attack on Spidertron. This causes Spidertron discomfort, but he shakes it off and blasts at the Mastodon, Triceratops, and Saber-Tooth Tiger with his laser attack. T-Rex flies into battle. He smacks into Spidertron, but is knocked back. Jason calls Zordon and says they need Tommy. We cut to said Tommy, who is practicing with his sword. And then he also does a spin kick, because he literally cannot do anything without doing at least one spin kick.
Never.
He gets beeped. Zordon tells him the Rangers have been cornered by Rita's spider monster and need his help. Tommy says he's on the way, and he morphs. He appears, and he calls the Dragonzord. It stomps in and starts to fight Spider-Tron. It does a big tail slap and starts beating Spider-Tron down. Eventually, Spider-Tron retaliates with webbing. Dragonzord gets all webbed up. Spider-Tron suspends Dragonzord in the air with the web, then shoots spikes at him. Pretty metal. Tommy gets to play the command tune, and he tells the Dragonzord to bust out them finger missiles, and Spider-Tron gets blasted. Dragonzord lands triumphantly, and the T-Rex stands beside it. Spider-Tron blasts them both. Jason says it's time for the Mega Dragonzord, which is a better name than Dragonzord in fighting mode. Unfortunately, I do believe this is a mistake. They got it right by accident. I'm going to keep calling it the Mega Dragonzord until they call it Dragonzord in fighting mode again.
It is the Mega Dragonzord.
So the combination is formed. Spider-Tron roars menacingly and moves to attack. They immediately have Mega Dragonzord do a finisher attack with its drill staff, and Spider-Tron immediately dies. We cut to Zach's students waking up. Zach runs in. He ribs them for falling asleep during class and shows them another move. The kid from before does it too, and then all the kids do it. We cut to Angel Grove High. Trini says that once the monster was destroyed, the real Forest Spirit statue was returned unharmed. Billy thinks this is terrific. Kim is with them too when they run into the other three. Trini tells them the good news. The city council voted not to tear down the statue. The other Rangers and some other gathered students cheer about that. Kim asks why they changed their mind. Trini says they couldn't believe how many signatures their petition got, and they decided to mark it as a historical landmark. They express their excitement once more, then they all start to walk together. Tommy asks Zach if the experience with Spider-Tron helped him overcome his fear of spiders. Zach says it definitely did. He has overcome that problem, 100%. Tommy says, that's good, and pats him on the back, but oh my! He has a fake spider in his hand. He puts it on Zach. Tommy tells him that it's good that he's overcome his fear, because there's a big spider on his left shoulder. The others chuckle. Zach sees it and freaks the hell out. Tommy laughs at him and tells him it's fake. He jokingly says, good thing you've overcome your fear of spiders. Everyone laughs. Episode ends. And that was Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Yep. Riely, who was your favorite character?
Well, you see, there's a couple options here. I feel like Zach would be a go-to. But I don't think it's Zach, because he's kind of just like a little piss baby about bugs the whole time. Maybe Jack is the best character. That little mouse. He did some pretty good work. But no, in reality, I'm gonna give it to, again, somebody who was not a main player in the episode, but all the material he did get was very good. I'm gonna give it to Tommy this time. Because Tommy smacks Zach on the back with that binder, even though the spider's already gone. That was pretty funny. He pranks him, John, at the end with the fake spider. That was really funny. That scene was very well done. I think it was very fun. And very Jason David Frank too. He was a prankster. And Green Ranger shows up and calls the Dragonzord, and that's always cool. So yeah, I think I'll give it to Tommy this time. What about you?
I don't know. Bo, how about you?
Yeah, Bo, how about you? You might be gone.
Bo?
Uh-oh.
Did you fall asleep, Bo?
Bo!
Bo!
Well.
Bo. Bo.
We'll text him, obviously.
I did.
Okay.
We cannot hear you, Bo.
I was wondering why he was being so quiet, but I just figured he was not.
He's saying he's speaking.
Bo?
Oh.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Fuck
I was
yeah.
wondering if comments weren't being goddamn heard.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Bo. I didn't
We
know.
didn't hear you for so long. I'm
You should have
sorry.
once we completely stopped acknowledging your zingers. You should have like DM'd me or something. I didn't know you were
Could have
fucked up.
just DM'd me because I was scrolling through my Discords anyway. I would have seen it.
I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. But
I'm so sorry, Bo.
now that you've returned, who's your favorite character in Itsy Bitsy Spider?
The mouse.
Is it Jack the Mouse for real? I love you. Great answer.
Fuck, now I gotta think of another character because I finally decided after I asked him, and I was like, yes, it's gotta be Jack the Mouse. But now I gotta pick
You
somebody
can give
different.
the same answer.
I gotta pick somebody different.
If you truly feel in your heart that the best character is Jack the Mouse, then by all means.
It's like between Jack the Mouse and like Greenie for this episode because I like that she was. I like the whole like trying to save the statue type deal.
That's
Very
fair.
active.
So you to lock in Trini or Jack the Mouse?
But then there's Jack the Mouse.
What are you thinking?
I'm giving it to Jack.
Hell
Jack.
yeah, Jack the Mouse.
Best character ever.
Okay, so Bo.
Now we're gonna rank it. Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Huh?
Yep, favorite scenes. My bad.
Bo, favorite scene.
Shit. I guess the Mega Dragon fight. I don't even know.
Yeah. Riely.
My favorite scene is when Jack the Mouse terrorizes Skull.
Damn it! Quit stealing my favorite scenes. Now I gotta pick the second best one. Fuck you.
No, you don't. You can give the same answer.
Tommy putting the spider on Zach.
Yeah, that was really good. That's definitely
That's
my
what I
second
expected
place.
you to say.
Well, you see, I try to make favorite character and favorite scene two separate things when I can. I don't want to make my favorite scene also be the thing behind the favorite character. I want to give like two separate answers for those things when I can. So that's the explanation behind that. But
Okay, so where do we rank it?
now we got to rank it. What do you?
It's not better
like?
than the last episode.
No, okay, so it's not better than Trouble with Shell Shock.
No,
I don't think it's better than No Clowning Around either. Is
I
it
forgot
better
what's-
than Dark Warrior?
No,
Is it better than Day of the Dumpster?
no,
I don't think so. No. High Five.
definitely not.
Oh yeah, you really liked High Five. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I think that's as low as it goes. I think it's better than Pressing Engagement.
yeah, it's better than Pressing Engagement, but it's not better than High Five.
Okay, so coming in at the new number 14, Itsy Bitsy Spider. Now I want to give, before we go, I do want to give the floor to Bo for just a minute to kind of make up for lost time. Did you have any general final thoughts you wanted to discuss on this episode, since we didn't hear any of your thoughts as you were going through it?
Well, I said this. I said this before, but you guys didn't hear me. Obviously, I actually think this Spider-Tron suit is actually one of the better early Heisei spider monsters I've ever seen.
I didn't even think about that. The spider monster is pretty fucking rad. You're right.
Wait, hold on. Zoo Ranger is fucking Heisei? What? I thought it was Showa.
No, what the hell are you talking about?
I thought Heisei started in 2000 with Kuga.
Rider, you idiot.
I know. Like, okay.
Heisei
The
started in
Heisei-
1989. Like actual Heisei era.
What the fuck?
And
Because
now
I know
their
that.
royalty was their nerd cred was
Okay,
incorrect the whole
here's
time.
why I thought that real quick, okay?
Okay.
Because by the time that we get to the Reiwa era, it coincides with both 01 and what was it? I think it's Kira Major.
it's Kira Major.
Yeah, it's Kira Major. And those were both the same year as when Reiwa started. So, given that Kuga was the first Heisei Kamen Rider, I thought that Kugo, or that the year 2000 was the start of the Heisei, generation.
Well,
Nope.
get fucked.
Fuck you. You didn't know any of this shit, so shut up.
True, but I wasn't wrong.
I
But
am
you also
true
only
nerd.
know Heisei-
I
you
am
also
true
know what
Goku nerd.
Heisei, Showa, and Reiwa are.
And I would like to say, folks, I would like to congratulate myself because yesterday evening, when me and Crow were talking about having a guest on, I was like, okay, we cannot have a guest on and do our usual 4-hour Meander Fest. We got to do this in 2 hours. And we've pretty much exactly hit 2 hours. So go me. I did it perfect.
No, I'm gonna make this last another 4 hours. Hey, Bo, you wanna talk about Kamen Rider for 2 hours?
Yes.
I will leave.
Let's do it. Let's kick Riely out, and we can stop the recording later.
No.
I have the ability to stop the recording.
If you want to talk about comment, you can take that to the Crow's Nest. The Crow's Nest could be the after show. But
Nah,
here on Megazord Radio, we're hitting about our end here. Bo,
no, we're gonna talk about Kamen Rider for 2
Shut
hours.
Bo, is there anything? I don't know if you do anything on the internet. Is there anything you would like to plug at all?
No, actually, I don't have anything.
Good job.
That's fair. What about
Good
you, Crow
job.
Royalty? Where can our
You can
listeners
find me at
you?
linktr.ee/crow_royalty because somebody took my fucking link. There you can find the Issue Crew. You can find this show. You can find Crow's Nest, my podcast that has a lot of shit in the works, but I'm not done with it yet, so it hasn't been posted.
Fair enough.
Riely, where can our listeners find you?
If you check the description or my pinned post at x.com/Riely,
Shut the
please.
fuck up, it's Twitter.
You can find my link tree, which is linktr.ee/rielycinematicuniverse, home to all of my way too many podcasts and YouTube channels and everything else. And that's about it for Megazord Radio, folks. What episodes are we talking about next time, Crow?
Next time we are talking about... Where did the tab go? Fuck, I don't know.
Damn it.
The tab closed itself.
The carbuncle ate itself, folks. It's over.
Hold on.
We have lost everything.
Hold on a second. Okay, next week we are talking about the Spit Flower and Life's a Masquerade, because I about read that wrong.
Ooh, I love Life's a Masquerade, I think, based on my vague memories of it.
Kimberly wears a princess dress in that episode.
I'm sorry, you just very rudely talked over our guest. What was that, Bo?
I said, I like it somewhat based on this one memory I don't even remember.
I remember that there's a Frankenstein and that they think it's Tommy, but it's not. I don't remember anything else about the episode.
Hey, Bo, you gotta be here next week for those 2 episodes, by the way.
Okay.
Stop kidnapping Bo.
No, I'm kidnapping Bo for the rest of this season.
Shut up.
Nope, I'm joining you for everything.
Yeah, hell yeah.
As long as you don't leave in the middle of the show to go to McDonald's, then maybe we can talk.
No, just do that every fucking episode.
That's a segment. Welcome to Bo's McDonald's Corner.
Bo's McDonald's Run.
Jesus Christ. But folks, see you next week on Megazord Radio. For the show, I've been Riely.
I've been Crow.
I'm Bo.
And until next time, we're morphing out of here. It's
morphin'
time.
That was awful.
That's
yes,
okay.
it was.
It's always awful.
It is always awful.